Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stunner, with another episode of VSW. Thank you. And that is right, folks. That is right. We are on the road. We're still in Tampa. WrestleMania Night 2 tonight. Big one, folks. Big one. But let me just do a quick one. I want to talk a little bit about last night's event, WrestleMania Night 1. First off, let me just say, great having fans back. I was so happy. Okay? Yes, we had the rain delay. Yes, it sucked. The weather was horrible in the beginning. I have to say, it was windy. It was pouring. It just was no fun. But it's WrestleMania. I'm from New England. You know, we went to football games in snow blizzards, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. If you want to do something, you do it regardless. And that's exactly what we did. And the fans were great about it, you know. Yeah, nobody likes a delay, but you know what? It made the anticipation that much more better. And, you know, it opened right up with the Lashley match, and it was great, you know. Kind of just where the fans left off, you know, except a little bit, you know, the roles have returned, you know. Drew's not champion, of course, and, you know. But Drew wasn't champion when fans left either at the Rumble, you know. He was about to face, you know, Lesnar at Mania. And this is kind of the same way we were going into this. You know, I'm glad Bobby Lashley won, you know, great match, you know, kudos to him. There was a lot of good matches last night. You know, some of the matches that I didn't think would be good, you know, were, just because, you know, I think everybody tried extra hard. Even if the storylines weren't there, they tried extra hard. You know, the weakest match for me would probably be the women's tag. I just wasn't really into that match that much. I do believe also the Riot Squad should have won. But you know what? Tonight will be a great Mania match, you know, with Natalya and such. That's a good Mania moment. So, you know, they have their reasons of who they went with and why. Just wasn't what I wanted to see. But overall, it was an interesting matchup. You know, I have to give it that. You know, we had another great, you know, you have the new tag team champions. You know, look at that. Amos and AJ Styles defeating New Day. And, you know, he was just great too, Amos. You know, he was very impressive. And I'm glad to see AJ winning a tag title now. You know, that I think that puts him in the Grand Slam range of things. And, you know, that's great for him. That's great for AJ. I think this is something he needs, you know. After last year's Mania, he definitely lost a little steam with the OC gone. You know, no more Good Brothers. You know, he kind of fell flat after that Taker match. You know, fast forward a year, I think he's doing great. You know, and still on top. Speaking of doing great and coming out, what about that Bad Bunny match? My God. You know, kudos to Bad Bunny. He really came to impress 110%. Like, I mean, you know, he's more than just a fan. He's more than just an artist. He's very passionate about it. You can tell in the spots that he did and what he does and the training that he put himself through to be in that match. I heard, you know, from sources that he was in the training center every day. Like, that's better than some others, you know, the main roster people. You know, that's dedication. And, you know, a lot of people were shitting on this match thinking that, you know, maybe Bad Bunny didn't deserve to be in Mania and Bad Bunny this, Bad Bunny that. You know what? Fuck the haters. Bad Bunny deserves a spot. He did good. Okay? Bad Bunny deserved that spot. And you know what? I love seeing Damian Priest up there. He's awesome on NXT. Like, they just lit it up on fire. Miz was great, more than great. Everybody great. Great match. You had also the great steel cage match, you know, a little bit of humor into it. It always is funny to see Shane McMahon back in the picture. Braun Strowman, you know, he's half serious, half comedic. You know, you got the train sounds and all that. But, you know, that was a good match for those two, I think. They worked well together. The chemistry was right. It was exciting. There was some great moments. He ripped the cage apart. He, broke, pulled him right through and back inside. Sorry if I am, stopping a little bit. I am in traffic. I really don't know where I am out here in Florida. I am not from around here. That is for sure. I'm driving like a New Englander, and I do not think people appreciate me. But let me tell you this, though. So, yeah, that match was, another one of my favorite matches, I think. I enjoyed it immensely because of the fact, it did have some fun elements. It was a steel cage. It was a gimmick match. There was some excitement into it. And you really didn't know who was going to win. Because Shane went over easily. Could have, Braun pulled it off easily. Both men could have won it. So, it really just, it kind of kept you on your toes. And like I said, with it being a gimmick cage match, it really kind of put a flair into WrestleMania. We always we don't see as many cage matches as we used to. And definitely not when I was growing up. We saw them a lot more, and it meant a lot more of a big deal. I was surprised, though, at the cage match that, you could pin your opponent and you didn't have to escape or climb out the door, but that's okay, The rules change as the years go on. Another great matchup, and this was going to be the sleeper match of the night, and I thought these two did extremely well together, was Seth Rollins and Cesaro. Cesaro is a tremendous, tremendous athlete, tremendous performer, just top-notch superstar, put on a great match with Seth Rollins, who I think is, greatly improved since his WWE run. I really think, he's improved with fans. I think he's improved with his wrestling. I think he's improved with his promos. Now that he's out of the Shield and on his own and kind of doing this heel work, and, he's got his own gimmick going, he's definitely has come into his own. And I'm really liking it. I'm really liking the new Seth Rollins. And this was a great match. We got to see Cesaro with the swing. I think everybody wanted to see that. Fans wanted to see it. It was a great opportunity to, in front of live fans. It gave Cesaro a good WrestleMania moment. And Seth Rollins as well. As you know, he's not in the title picture as he once was. And, This is a good way for Rollins to stay relevant while, not having to chase titles right now. And then of course, you had one of the greatest matches of all time closing the show. In my opinion. Sorry again, I'm at another light. And, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out which way I have to go. And then I'm going to talk about, my favorite, I think the best match of the night and just why it is and, everything about it. And that is, the women's title match. It got to close the show. They let us know a couple days before that it would be headlining it, and that is the Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair for the women's title. And it was a great match. This was what WrestleMania is all about, okay, folks? This is what WrestleMania is all about. That match right there. You got young talent, old talent, just with unbelievable chemistry, just an unbelievable atmosphere, the whole, you can say whatever you want about this card, you can say whatever you want about the arena, you can say whatever you want about the atmosphere. During this match, it was 110% electrifying. You could feel the emotion running through the stadium. Both of these women very passionate about what they do. And, Bianca Belair, she got what she deserved, in my opinion. She's worked her ass off. She's a tremendous wrestler. She's a tremendous athlete. What do you want to say about her? She was great in NXT. She won the Rumble. She She deserved this Mania victory to become the new champion. I think she is going to bring more prestige to that belt. You know, it's time for the new generation to kind of move forward a little bit. And, you know, I think Sasha was kind of happy about that, too. You know, there was some mutual respect in this match. You could tell it was like almost the passing of the torch in some ways. And, you know, that's beautiful to see in wrestling sometimes. You know, tonight we have a lot of matches in store. We got the triple threat. We got, you know, the Kane. Not Kane. What am I freaking talking about? We got the Bray Wyatt versus Orton match. You know, you got a bunch of matches tonight. I think they, you know, I don't know if they purposely stacked tonight better or tried to, but, you know, night one definitely did not disappoint. I will tell you that, okay? Regardless of what happens tonight, you know, I know a lot of people are more hyped for these other two matches, you know, the Orton match, the feud, and the, you know, obviously the triple threat with Daniel Bryan and, you know, Roman Reigns, and of course the Royal Rumble winner, Edge, you know, and this is a big opportunity for Edge. He could be capturing gold one more time. It's also a big opportunity for Daniel Bryan. He could be capturing gold for one more time, you know, and this could both be the last time they capture gold for either one of these two. So it's a pretty big matchup, and I am pumped for this match, okay? I really am. You know, last year we had something a little bit different, you know, the way they did things, and we had cinematic matches thrown into things. And, you know, night one ended with the Taken cinematic match, which was beautiful. But, you know, I think now that fans are back, show's back on, and it's been great. It was a great time, you know. You know, but next year, it'll probably be back to full capacity. You know, they've already announced WrestleMania going to Dallas. You see Stone Cold there. I don't think he's going to be wrestling. I'd be very surprised if he is. But there'll definitely be an appearance, meet and greets, whatever's going on. Stone Cold will be there. Definitely. You know, if you're into the signings and the meetings, I'd definitely check that out. This year, there was no access. You know, there was a WrestleCon, obviously, but there was no access. You could do it virtually with, you know, online and talking through your phone to them, but not the same experience as other years. But like I said, I'm very excited, though, tonight for night two. Like I said, a bunch of great matches. Like I said, I'm most excited for that, you know, triple threat championship match. And like I said, the closing out potentially closing out of this Randy Orton feud with Bray Wyatt. I mean, it's been going on quite a bit, as you've seen. Bray was burned, now he's back from the dead. Kind of a character change. We don't know. You know, this could be a 2-minute squash match or a 30-minute really good match. You know, we could see new women tag team champions tonight. We're going to see a whole bunch of different things. You know, WrestleMania doesn't disappoint. Now, you also got Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. That's another big matchup tonight. You know, you got Big E versus Apollo Crews. And then, you know, that will be a fun match. And then you got Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, which, you know, the Sable was saying, you know, this is the first time that I think Kevin Owens will be, you know, the roles are reversed in this one and how it normally is. And you got the United States Championship, Riddle versus Sheamus. So, I mean, you got a full card tonight. I think it's pretty even compared to last night, except just on the feuds and some of the storytelling. I think some of the, you know, tonight's matches have been a little bit more in depth. But you had a lot of the high-flying matches last night, like the Big Bunny, Bad Bunny matchup, and, you know, the women's title match. And, you know, for that to close the show, again, amazing. I can't stress it enough how much of a great WrestleMania moment that was last night. For, you know, the women's division, for ethnicity, you know, for everything. For everything that we all progress towards and we fight for, and, you know, the equality and everything that, you know, we want in this world. Last night was it, and it was perfect. And they did a great job. And again, kudos to both those women, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks, for doing a tremendous job with the main event of WrestleMania Night 1. With that, I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to close it out. I'm going to go get to my destination. We'll be at the arena soon, a couple hours. WrestleMania Night 2 tonight. And we'll be back home tomorrow. We will do a full recap, me and Disabled Wolf, with guest appearances of Mike Panchu and other guests potentially, depending on who's still able to have energy after Mania weekend. It can be draining, but thank you for listening. Everybody enjoy WrestleMania Night 2. Versace Stoner out.